Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us as one FIDF. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us as one FIDF family in commemorating and remembering the fallen on this Yom HaZikaron. My name is Sarit Gomez, and I'm part of FIDF's team in Israel. Today, we will pay tribute together to the IDF soldiers and victims of terror who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our homeland and our people throughout Israel's 72 years as a nation. Yom HaZikaron in Israel is an extremely emotional day for all Israelis, as virtually no one in this small country has been left untouched by the premature loss of a loved one. Today, we grieve together for Israel's fallen and bow our heads in memory, admiration, and gratitude for their selfless sacrifice. We remember the 23,816 IDF soldiers who have fallen in defense of their country, their families, and the Jewish people, and 3,153 civilians who have been killed in terror attacks. Today, we also honor and stand with the bereaved families for whom the loss of their loved one created an immense hole, a hole which is unable to ever be filled, a hole where once was a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a daughter, a son, a wife, a husband, a friend. The young men and women of the Israel Defense Forces risked their lives in order to protect our freedom and independence. For me, this day is very personal. On August 12, 2006, my husband, Daniel Gomez, Zichrono Livracha, was killed when his helicopter was shot down by a Hezbollah rocket during the Second Lebanon War. We were young and very much in love. As if it was yesterday, I remember the knock on my door that changed my life forever, notifying me that Danny had been killed. At that moment, I wanted to be on that helicopter with him. I didn't want to live without him. But I was 6 months pregnant with our son, and I realized I had to keep going for our son and for Danny's legacy. Friends of the IDF came into my life when I felt most alone. The support I received and the love from this community helped me cope with the unimaginable loss. Our son was born, and I named him Avia Daniel, after his father. When I look at Avia, I think of Danny and how brave he was. He was willing to sacrifice his life not just for his child, but for the Jewish people. He was a true hero. In Israel, Yom HaZikaron begins with the sound of a siren wailing throughout the country, bringing the nation and its people to a complete standstill, marking the beginning of a 24 hours period of mourning for Israel's fallen soldiers and the victims of terror, with 2 minutes of silence in honor of all who have fallen. As in Israel, the country rises in solidarity and bows their heads, united in grief, remembrance, and prayer. Please rise for a moment of silence as we listen to the siren that honors Israel's fallen soldiers and victims of terror. Please remain standing for Izkor, in memory of the fallen, composed by Berl Katzenelson, following the Battle of Tel Chai in 1920. In the War of Independence, the original text was adapted to commemorate all of the fallen soldiers of Israel. Led by FIDF National Board Member Shmuel Katz, please join us in remembering these heroes.
יזכור עם ישראל את בניו ובנותיו הנאמנים והאמיצים, חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל וכל לוחמי המחתרות וחטיבות הלוחמים במערכות העם, ואנשי קהילות המודיעין, הביטחון, המשטרה ושירות בתי הסוהר, אשר חירפו נפשם במלחמה על תקומת ישראל, וכל מי שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה, בידי מרצחים מארגוני הטרור. יזכור ישראל ויתברך בזרעו, ויאבל על זיו העלומים וחמדת הגבורה, וקדושת הרצון ומסירות הנפש של הנספים במערכה הכבדה. יהיו חללי מערכות ישראל, עטורי הניצחון חתומים בלב ישראל, לדור ודור.
Thank you, Shmuel. The Kaddish, known as the Mourner's Prayer, has been said for nearly 2,000 years to honor the deceased. Today, on Yom HaZikaron, we recite this prayer in honor of all Israel's fallen soldiers and victims of terror. Today, we have with us Alon Carmeli, the father of Staff Sergeant Sean Carmeli, Zichrono Livracha. Sean, a 21 years old lone soldier from Texas, serving in the Golani Brigade, was killed during Operation Protective Edge on July 20, 2014. One of 13 Golani soldiers who paid the ultimate price during a clash with Hamas terrorists in Gaza. Please join Alon, who will lead us in the Mourner's Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמה דיברה קירותה, ומלך מלכותה, יצמח בוקנה, ויקרב משיחה. וחי יחון וביום יחון, וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. שמי רבה, וברך לעליון על מיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם, ויתנסה ויתהדר, ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה ביחוד. לעילה, מן כל ברכתה, שירתה, תפחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. יש אל אמר רבה מן שמיה, חיים וסבה, וישועה ונחמה, ושזפה ורפואה גאולה, וסליחה וכפרה ורווח והצלה לנו לכל עמו ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום במרומיו וברחמיו, יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Thank you so much, Alon. El Malei Rachamim, God full of compassion, is a memorial prayer that is traditionally recited on Yom HaZikaron to ask God to protect the souls of the departed. IDF Chief Cantor, Lieutenant Colonel Shtai Abramson, will now lead us in the singing of El Malei Rachamim.
El Malei Rachamim, shochen במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה על כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים טהורים וגיבורים, כזוהר הרקיע, מהירים ומזהירים, לנשמות חללי מערכות ישראל שנפלו במלחמות ישראל בפעולת הגנה, תגמול וביטחון בעת מילוי תפקידם ובעת שירותם, ושחרפו נפשם למות על קדושת השם ובעזרת אלוהי מערכות ישראל הביאו לתקומת האומה והמדינה ולגאולת הארץ ועיר האלוהים, ולכל מי שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה בידי המרצחים מארגוני הטרור, בעבור שאנו מתפללים לעילוי נשמותיהם בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם, לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, וייצור בצרור החיים את נשמתו. אדוני הוא נחלתם וינוחו ושלום על משכבותם, ויעמדו לגואלם לקץ הימין, ונאמר
Please be seated and welcome Israel Maimon, President and CEO of Israel Bonds, to say a few words.
It is my honor to share the story of Tamir Masad, a former brother in arms with whom I was privileged to serve in the same reserve brigade. Tamir was born and raised in Kibbutz Kfar Masarik in Western Galilee. He joined the Israel Defense Forces and served in the Golani Elite Unit, the reconnaissance unit. He fought in the First Lebanon War and was a hero of the Battle of the Beaufort, a fierce battle in which 6 members of his unit were killed. The picture of Tamir providing details to Prime Minister Begin and Defense Minister Ariel Sharon, who arrived at the Beaufort Castle the next day, was one of the war's most iconic photos. I got to know Tamir when we both served in the same brigade as part of our reserve duty. He was an electrical engineer in civilian life, living in Moshav Ben Shemen with his wife Orly and their 3 children. Tamir was always modest and humble, but in his quiet way had incredible charisma. His soldiers followed him without hesitations, and we, the other company commanders, also knew we could count on Tamir and his unit to lead us to the right way. Following completion of his service as commander of this unit, Tamir continued to volunteer, even at the age of 41, commanding small teams charged with protecting the border. In October 2002, Tamir and his team were on their way to protect villages and towns in Judea and Samaria. They assembled at a meeting point in Ariel. Suddenly, a suicide bomber was spotted heading toward a bus stop nearby. Together with other soldiers, including Lieutenant Matan Zigron and Sergeant Major Amihud Hasid, Tamir rushed to apprehend the bomber. Tragically, the terrorist set off his explosives, killing the 3 courageous soldiers and 2 civilians. It is for their supreme sacrifice, the IDF recognized them for exceptional bravery. It is because of soldiers like Tamir Masad and thousands of men and women who exemplify the legacy of the IDF that Israel Bonds has partnered and will continue to partner with the FIDF. I want to take this opportunity to applaud all of you, all the supporters of the FIDF and Israel Bonds, for your great support. Thank you. This is also why Bonds delegations, as they have from the earliest days, will always demonstrate support for the world's only Jewish state and the courageous soldiers who defend its border every single day. The story I have shared, that of Tamir and his family, is the life story of building and defending the state of Israel. This has been one soldier's story. We honor them all. Thank you.
Thank you, Israel. I would now like to welcome Major General Yehuda Fuchs, Designated Defense and Armed Forces Attaché to the United States, to recite the Pkudat Yom for Yom HaZikaron.
Action.
Over the past few weeks, the streets have been still, and soon enough we will all grow accustomed to the silence. Only today, the silence surrounding us is of completely different nature. It breathes out of the anguish reflecting of the memory of soldiers whose voice third between one shot and another, and that of the family who sat silent for many moments after receiving the bitter news. It is the silence of an entire people that has lost many of its sons and daughters in an ongoing fight for its independence and security. This is a silence that commands us to pause. Pause in remembrance. Pause and let the families know that we are with you. Even in this challenging time, when you will not be seeing us face to face, and we will not be standing together in a single column as the siren pierces the air. We will not see you in person, yet we will feel your sorrow. We may not stand beside you at the ceremony. However, we will be at your side in every other way. We stand at attention, bow our heads, and remember. We remember that the IDF uniform we wear represents the values to which the fallen have fought for. Their sense of mission, dedication, camaraderie, and bravery. We remember as we maneuver through dense alleyways and doing training. while we prepare for an operation and as we carry it out. Events of the past, experience and lesson learned flood us with the names and faces of each of the fallen. We remember as we trek all over this land. Remember and know that on this hilltop there was once someone who drew their last breath, and now on the bottom of its slope, thriving community. Tonight, the flag will be raised, with each thread representing a soldier who perished so that we will live securely in the state of Israel. Now, on our watch, it is our duty to cement and fortify Israel's defense and attack capabilities. As we fulfill our mission to defend our borders, we must also break the boundaries of what is known, innovate and adapt accordingly. The IDF is currently deployed all over the country, sharing the burden and taking a pivotal role in the fight against the pandemic. Just like every national mission we embark on, we do it in deep solidarity and sense of responsibility. In this very spirit, we will continue to be better and enhance our defense and attack capabilities. The IDF is Israel's defense shields. Therefore, anyone who has ever served and served today should be proud of their own contribution to the IDF's instrumental part in Israel's great achievements. On behalf of all of the soldiers and commanders of the IDF, I salute the fallen, embrace the families, and promise to do everything in our power to bring home the bodies of those yet to return, and always to defend the state of Israel and its citizens. May the memory of the fallen be blessing.
Our soldiers are willing to pay the ultimate price to ensure the safety of the state of Israel for all of us. Sadly, there are Israeli heroes who have paid the ultimate price and left their loved ones behind to carry on their legacy. We at FIDF, through the Legacy Program, support thousands of bereaved individuals. Every summer, FIDF invites dozens of bar and bat mitzvah aged children to spend 2 weeks at the Legacy Summer Camp. This once-in-a-lifetime experience gives these children the rare opportunity to spend time with other children who share the same tragic loss. Just take a look.
My name is Eda Andasi. I'm serving in the IDF in a special unit where my brother did. His name is Jonathan Andasi. He died in Second Lebanon War.
We sat down on the bed and I told Eden, I have to tell you something really very, very terrible. Jonathan was killed. And one of the first sentences was, you are more blessed than I am, because you knew him for 21 years and I only knew him for 9 years, and I will forget him.
When I was 12 years old, I took a part in the legacy project of FIDF as a camper, and it was 2 weeks. It was an amazing experience for me. 2 years, maybe 3 after my brother died.
I felt that she really needed this to get away from us for a little bit, because it's not easy to see your parents cry a lot.
The Legacy Program was created to assist the children of those who lost a loved one, a parent or a sibling, and we want to give them the opportunity to be kids.
My son Itamar is leaving on a trip to Washington, the legacy trip from FIDF. Itamar is not a talker, he keeps a lot inside, and he doesn't cry much or talk about Erez. My son Erez was killed when he was 20 years old in a terror attack in Jerusalem in the promenade overlooking the Temple Mount.
The legacy program of the FIDF is very important because it helps the kids so much to have other kids in their age that going through the same thing and have counselors that can understand them.
קראו לאחי בר, הוא היה בן 21, לא באמת הבנתי את הקטע הזה שהוא לא יחזור, כאילו. אמרתי, מה הסיכוי שהוא לא יחזור? זה 1 למיליון.
I think that one of the most important things here is that everyone comes from a relatively same background, and it gives them a real chance to open up about their lives in a way that they wouldn't open up to anyone else, and that makes their relationship a lot stronger.
בהתחלה ממש פחדתי, ואז כאילו התחלתי לתפוס לעומק, וכיף לשחרר. Meeting one of the boys that lost his brother the same age that I lost my brother. We have a really strong connection and we can talk about the same things, the same experience.
אני אקח מהטיול הזה את החברות ואת הנאמנות.
So I want to personally thank FIDF and all the people involved in such a wonderful organization. It makes me personally feel that we're part of the Jewish world.
ממש תודה על זה, על FIDF. זה משהו ענק. ובאמת תודה.
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 Please welcome Sergeant Eden to share her story.
Hi, my name is Eden. I'm 23 years old and was born and raised in Kibbutz Merchavia, a small town in northern Israel. When I was almost 10, my older brother Jonathan was killed during the Second Lebanon War in 2006 when he was only 21 years old. He and his team had crossed the border into Lebanon when they were attacked by Hezbollah terrorists. Instead of running away, Jonathan ran toward the terrorists to protect his team and was killed. For his actions in battle, my family and I received on his behalf Tzalash, the Award of Excellence. Jonathan served in a unit called Maglan. Maglan is an Israeli Special Forces unit which specialized in operating behind enemy lines and deep in enemy territory using advanced technology and weaponry. My brother Jonathan was the best example of a big brother always looking after his little sisters. He was always there to protect us or wipe a tear. I remember sitting on his shoulders, messing up his bright hair. I remember the times that he lifted me high up as a plane and pressed invisible buttons on my belly to tickle me. He was always funny, a great musician, and most importantly, a loved, kind boy. My brother is my inspiration and the reason why I decided to follow in his footsteps and serve in his unit Maglan when I joined the IDF on October 2016. I served as a special equipment instructor, so I guided the combat soldiers mostly outside in the field, day and night, sometimes as the only female instructor. It was important for me to feel closer to my brother and to understand what he went through during his service. So I chose to train soldiers out in the field in difficult conditions. The first time I began to understand my brother's life as a combat soldier was when I asked to join an important drill, a simulated operation of crossing the border into enemy territory. It lasted all night. We walked for miles on rough ground. I asked to be painted in camouflage, just like the combat soldiers, and had to remain silent. I could hear every little sound around me. I could feel the tense atmosphere, which made me feel like one of the team. It was an experience I will never forget. Every year since Jonathan was killed, on Yom HaZikaron, the Memorial Day, his friends from the army and from school, and all of our friends and family, come to our house and we go to visit Jonathan's grave together. We hug and share stories of Jonathan, watch videos, and we open albums to look at pictures of him. Every year on this day, we can allow ourselves to fall apart together and to be comforted and supported by all of our loved ones. This year, on this day, because of Corona, it is just us, the family, for the first time after 14 years. It is new and strange, it will be hard, but we'll have each other and the people's support in our heart. The first time I met FIDF, I was a camper on FIDF's legacy program, just like the kids you saw in the video. The second time I met FIDF was when I received a call from my casualties officer, who offered me the chance to be a counselor on the legacy program, and obviously I agreed. We flew to San Francisco and participated in camp activities, traveled to an amusement park, and saw all the tourist sites. I was with amazing children who experienced the same pain and loss as me, and I felt like a big sister to them. This program is an amazing gift to these children and us counselors, and I thank you for its existence. Thank you for letting me share my story and the story of my family.
Please welcome the IDF ensemble who will sing the beautiful song Arim Roshi, I will raise my head.
Today we mark Israel's 72nd Memorial Day for Israel's fallen soldiers. It is always marked one day before Independence Day, emphasizing and symbolizing the connection between the fallen and their devotion, and with the establishment of the State of Israel.
Thank you so much for that emotional and moving performance. The IDF soldiers are extraordinarily brave. At the age of 18, They put their lives on the line to defend and protect the borders of Israel. These young soldiers pay a steep price, devoting years of their lives, because they understand what is at stake. The survival of the state of Israel rests in their well-trained hands. But never is the price steeper than when it includes the life of a precious young soldiers. Tonight, we are deeply honored to have with us a remarkable mother who lost 2 young soldiers. Please welcome Miriam Peretz.
Shalom, I'm Miriam Peretz. I was born in Morocco, in Sahara Desert. My parents were very poor. They didn't know Hebrew. They never learned. But they know only one word in Hebrew. Yerushalayim, not Jerusalem. Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is the paradise of the Jewish nation. In 1964, we made Aliyah to Israel, to Yerushalayim, Be'er Sheva. And I ask myself, what I can give to this Yerushalayim, to this homeland. Because when I come here, I see the buildings. I saw the buildings. I saw this country, someone built it for me. And what can I do for this homeland? And I never imagined that one day I will pay so much for this land. I will pay 2 of my children, Eliraz and Uriel. I blessed with 6 children. 4 of them fought in the Golani Brigade. 2 girls, and we live a simple life until the day before Passover. 3 angels knocked on my door. They didn't bring with them the prophet Eliyahu, rather they were the bearer of terrible news. My second son, Eliraz, 32 years old, a deputy commander of Battalion 12, was killed fighting the terrorists in the Gaza Strip. As I saw them, I ran, I shut the door, so no one could enter. When they finally come in, I grabbed their hand and begged them, please don't say the word, don't deliver the news, just let me, my son, for 1 more minute. Because as long as you don't say this horrible news, my Eliraz still lives. It's not normal, I say. It's a mistake, because I paid 12 years before the ultimate price for this country. My firstborn Uriel, also in Golani, in a special unit of Golani, Sayeret Golani, was killed fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon. And if it's not painful enough, also my dear husband Eliezer, unable to bear the death of Uriel, died 5 years after. It was the eve of Passover, and we gathered to the Seder without Eliraz, without Uriel, without Eliezer. We cried when we read from the Haggadah, Bechol dor vador, omdim alenu lechalotenu. In every generation, they rise us to destroy us. And what can I do with this death? It was Passover. And we gathered to the Seder with the 4 little children of Eliraz. The biggest was 6 years old. The little was 2 months old. She didn't know her father. But we read from the Haggadah something. We read a sentence. מאת אדוני הייתה זאת. היא נפלט בעינינו. It's from Hashem. We will never understand it. And we say also, לא אמות כי אחיה ואספר מעשיה. I will not die. I will continue to live, to speak, and to tell all the beautiful that I get from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. My sons were sensitive, modest, and observant. They never wish for war. They didn't like to fight. They only said one sentence. Mom, if they called us to defend our nation, we will be there. It's our turn. We will be in any place that this homeland asks us to be. So what I can do with this death? I learned to be happy. First, I'm a redhead, but I learned to be happy. How? When I see every day the miracles that Hashem give me. Every day. You see, it's Corona, and I am here. I can continue to breathe. This period, even the Corona, it will grow and grow. This is the spirit of Am Israel. My dear friends in FIDF, because of our fallen and because of our soldiers, you and I and Jewish around the world can feel proud and safe. God bless our brave young soldiers, and God bless you, FIDF, supporting and loving them as I do. Thank you very much.
כשהלב בוכה, רק אלוהים שומע, הכאב עולה מתוך הנשמה, אדם נופל לפני שהוא שוקע, בתפילה קטנה חותך את הדממה, שמע ישראל אלוהי אתה כל יכול, נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל, בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב שותק הנשמה זועקת, שמע ישראל אלוהי עכשיו אני לבד, חזק אותי אלוהי עשה שלא אבחר, הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח, עשה שיגמר כי לא נותר בי כוח, כשהלב בוכה הזמן עוצר מלכת, האדם רואה את כל חייו פתאום אל הלא נודע, הוא רק רוצה ללכת לאלוהיו, צועק על שפתיו, אתה הכל יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, כזה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח. עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח.
I now welcome FIDF National Director and CEO, Major General Meir Klifi Amir, to say a few words.
Dear friends, today, together as one community, we share with tearful eyes, sadness, and an aching heart the memory of our sons and daughters in uniform who paid the ultimate price while serving the state of Israel. 23,816 brave men and women who fought for the freedom and the existence of Israel until their last breath, fulfilling their duty, their commitment, and oath to their homeland. The land of Israel is consecrated with the devotion and blood of the fallen. Every mountain, hill, ravine, and rock tell the story of their bravery and heroism. On a personal note, I can say that the hardest moment in my decades of service in the IDF were the moments of loss. Loss, a revered commander, loss of a friend in arms, loss of a soldiers who serve under your command. Even more painful was the moment in which I had to share the worst news imaginable, the loss of the child, a parent, a sibling, or a loved one to their family, knowing full well that in one instant, their lives had changed forever. I remember all those heroic young men and women, their courageous under fire, their bravery, their loyalty, and their dedication. To this day, I miss each one of them. To this day, I still remember their beautiful face which will remain forever young. Dear friends, today we are embarrassing the brave families for the loss of their love and hold them in our hearts. We are all committed to remembering the sacrifice of the courageous men and women who heroically fought for our democracy and liberty. We salute their bravery and commit to keeping the torch of their legacy alive. Let's pray for the speed recovery of our wounded, the return of missing soldiers, and for the ongoing strength and resolve of Israeli citizens and their protectors. May the memory of the fallen be in our hearts forever.
Thank you, General Cliffy, for your words. Please rise for the singing of the Israeli national anthem, Atikva. Our memorial ceremony is now concluded. Thank you for joining us.